comparing these two players is basically like when you go and you're having dessert and the two choices of sticky toffee pudding or apple crumble. Whichever you choose, you can't be wrong, but you're going to have a favourite on the day.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Sweet and Sour Soccer. Again, we are doing another combined 11 with these two great clubs. This one, Everton, West Ham and Everton. I'll get there in the end. This is a shambles. We're a serious football channel, I promise. Guys, if you enjoy the video, if you are an Everton fan or a West Ham fan and you think our combined 11 is okay,
don't say that.
Yeah, well, listen, this is not going to be easy, man. Like, honestly, this is... Yeah, we'll come on to that in a bit. We'll come on to it. Right, let's show the amazing people at home exactly what we do. This is what we do. Obviously, Everton and West Ham are playing this weekend. Scott, massive game. I'm really looking forward to watching this because these two teams are so evenly matched.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be a goal fest, an absolute goal fest.
Yeah, you hope so, don't you? I don't think it will be a cagey one. I'm looking forward to it. And as you said, this is probably, if you were going to pick two teams where you had to do a combined 11, I'm not joking when I genuinely think this is the hardest two in the league because they're also matched in the positions as well, like the same weaknesses and strengths. It's horrible.
Yeah, you're not wrong. If you watch the one that we did yesterday for Wolves and Villa at the weekend, I wrote down stats for about 2 or 3 players that just missed out, just so I could back my argument. I've got stats here for, no word of a lie, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 9 players here that almost made this team. Just think about that. 9 players almost made this combined 11. That's how good these two teams are and how close they are. Right, Scott, goalkeeper. I'm going to throw it over to you first because I think I started on the last one first. Goalkeeper, who you gone for?
Well, I've obviously gone for the West Ham goalkeeper, Fabianski, straight in. You've not gone for him, have you?
I had a feeling that your first person would be wrong.
Go on then. Let me ask you this: when you were basing your decision on Pickford, have you gone for England Pickford or Premier League Pickford? Because they're literally different players. It's like choosing 2 different players because I agree with you if you've gone for England Pickford, but we were talking about Everton Pickford, and that's why I don't think it can be Pickford.
I will admit, I'm almost convinced Jordan Pickford has a doppelganger. I think there's 2 of them, and they're collecting 2 salaries at Everton. And, but listen, man, like, this guy has conceded 5 goals in 6 games. That's not bad. Fabianski has played 7 games. I think he's conceded 12 or 13 goals. That's not brilliant, man. Oh, guys, disclaimer. How we do this, if you didn't watch our video yesterday, this is not just solely based on who's the best player. It's not, because we missed out players yesterday like Pedro Neto and Willy Bowley because they've been injured. We do take form into it as well as how good they are as a player. So if you scored a hat-trick in your last game, but you're shit, it doesn't mean you're going to get in. So it's a combination of both, isn't it? Previous, but form. But if you go on, they're both good keepers. I admit Pickford isn't the best in the Prem, but Fabianski's conceded 12 or 13 goals in 7 games. I don't know.
Look, I think there's going to be much bigger battles to fight, so I'm happy to give you that one. And I'll give it on the caveat of current form. We'll go for Pickford then.
I mean, he's got little arms, but those little arms have only conceded 5 goals, so we've got to take it, mate.
I'm not even going to change the screen for the next one because I don't think there's much to talk about when you're on about the Everton, the right backs. So comparing Everton, who are in desperate need of a right back, compared to obviously West Ham. It's got to be clear, hasn't it? Who goes in?
Absolutely, it can't be Kenny. It can't be Coleman. So, Sufal?
Put him in.
Yeah. He's been so good. He's been good for a few years now. And he started the season well as well. He's actually got an assist this season as well. I think Coleman's only played 3 games this season. if he'd have played an extra 2 or 3 games, we could have put him in because West Ham defensively, as we said about Fabianski, hasn't been brilliant this season. So if Coleman would have had an extra game or 2, maybe I could have put him in. But Soufal's got to play for me. He's played every game this season.
Yeah, I don't think he would have got in anyway over if Coleman had been fit. I still don't think he would have got in.
Really?
I've also realised that I'm a bit of a fraud because my green screen, I haven't covered it properly on this one, but never mind. And on that note, ask people to hit the like button and subscribe. So if you made it this far through, do both, please. Let's move on to centre backs. Obviously,
are you not going to fix the green screen? We've addressed it. We're just going to leave it. This is why I love this channel. It's just a whim. It's just a failure. Right.
Go on and talk about the obvious centre back choice because there's an obvious Everton one for me that has to go in.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I think there's going. Oh, he's just left. I thought he was doing his green screen. Okay, guys. Yerry Mina has to play. If I'm not mistaken, he plays on the left-sided centre-back, doesn't he? I think he's a left-sided centre-back. But Yerry Mina has been an absolute colossus this season. You know, he's been so good in his own box. He's been so good at times in the opposition box. It's such a shame he couldn't check his run against United, but yeah, Yerry Mina. This is a very different player to the Yerry Mina that England played at the World Cup back in 2018. He's come on so strong.
Yeah, definitely, and he's the pinnacle of Everton's defence, isn't he? You know, he's the strength in that centre back position. They play a lot better when they've got him. And yeah, I think it was the easiest centre back to put in. I'm interested to see who your other centre back choices then.
Just because Holgate's only made 2 appearances, I've gone for Ogbonna.
I have too. Ogbonna. Right. Let's put him in. Let's put him straight in then.
I think it's a good choice. I think he's played every minute of every game this season in the league. I'm not sure about the conference, the Europa League or the League Cup, but he's been. I say he's been good. I think he's been better than Dawson this summer. Obviously, West Ham have conceded a fair few goals this season. I think he's been better than Dawson, and I think he's been better than Keane and Holgate.
And also Zuma as well. Obviously, West Ham's late transfer. I was worried you were going to go Zuma and we're going to have to battle it out, but obviously we're not. Let's move on to the left back position. Now, this for me was a hard one.
This was probably the hardest position on the pitch.
While I was debating it earlier, I thought one of my, anyone that knows this channel before, I like to have my little analogies, don't I? And I thought of one whilst I was debating on this left back position. And comparing these two players is basically like when you go and you're having dessert and the 2 choices of sticky toffee pudding or apple crumble. Whichever you choose, you can't be wrong. But you're going to have a favourite on the day. And that's what I say about these 2 players, is that you're going to have a favourite on the day. And I don't think I'm wrong. I don't think whichever one someone picks, you can't be that outraged at them because I honestly think they're both pretty good. I've got to be honest, I have gone for Cresswell.
Oh, we're going to have a debate then. Yeah, do you know what? When you started your analogy, I was thinking sticky toffee pudding and all. Oh, where's it going? But you know what? You're spot on. I put Cresswell in, scribbled his name out, and put Luca Digne in. And do you know what we said at the start of this as to, listen, it's about form, but it's also about how good you've been. I think Luca Digne has been so good for 3 or 4 seasons now. That's probably why
Cresswell's been pretty reliable though for West Ham.
I think Cresswell's underrated, and I think I've said this on this channel before. From dead balls, set pieces, or putting a ball in the box, there's not many better than him in the league, especially not as a wing back or a full back position. I could concede quite easily Cresswell. Do you know?
Shall I give you 2 reasons why you should? And it's nothing to do with stats. You've just admitted he's underrated, and secondly, you put. I did scribble his name, but then I scribbled it out. For just those 2 reasons alone, that's a good reason to concede, so put him in.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot harder decisions on this combined 11 than Harry, than Cresswell and Luca Digne. But yeah, listen, Everton fans, I love Digne. I think he's so good. I'd love him down the Molineux, but I think you'd agree as well. These are both top quality players, and both
very hard to
playing
choose.
in the top 6. I think both of these get into top 6 clubs. I think Creswell's a better defender than Kieran Tierney. I really do.
For sure. And I think Digne, I think, obviously for him, it's just he's not had the best start to the season, has he?
Mate, Luca Digne's so good on the ball. He slots into that City team so easily. If Luca Digne was in a City shirt, he doesn't look out of place. He's very
fair. Their left backs aren't the best, and obviously one of them we won't even speak about. But they're in need of a left back. So, hopefully they don't take either Everton's or West Ham's for their supporters. But yeah, definitely. Let me sprinkle a bit of Everton into the next choice. In fact, no, we've got to caveat this, haven't we? Guys, as you can see at the moment, we've got a 4-3-3. Yeah. We couldn't even agree on a formation for this one. So I am arguing for a 4-3-3. James wants to go for an unconventional 4-4-2. We never tell each other's anyone's team, so it's just a complete shock. But one thing that we do usually agree on is a formation. But we couldn't even come to an agreement on the formation for this one. So it might change, it might not, depending how things go. But one person that I'm sure we've both got, Decore.
Yeah, he's got to be. It's got to be Decore. He's just. I haven't even bothered writing down any stats for him because I knew he would get in. He's just this guy. He's got the engine of N'Golo Kante. It seems his fuel tank is never empty. And yeah, just to mention what you said about the formation, we can't even agree on that. I know I've gone. I want a 4-4-2, which I know neither team play. So yes, I am a clown. I know I'm a fraud. I'm a massive fraud. But in my defense, the only reason I want a 4-4-2 is because the teams are so equal. I don't see how I can have a 4-3-3 because I'm going to have to lose an attacking player, which is criminal. Yeah. Should we go to another player that we absolutely have to go in, who I think would complement him, Decore, so well? Is there any complaints over Declan Rice?
Yeah, I knew straight away that was going to be the next obvious pick. He's got to go in, Annie. Decore, Declan Rice together. So how do we want to play this? Because we've both got wingers, haven't we? So we've both got wingers, so we can talk about the wingers. And it's going to be whether the striker gets in or that extra cent in mid position. So we do we do that?
I'm interested to know who's your other central midfielder for a 4-3-3.
So I was thinking about this one, and it was one of them where you've got Decore, you've got Rice. So Rice is your centre defensive mid. Decore can do a bit of both. He can do a bit of both. He's your box-to-box player. He can score, he can defend. And I thought, well, you've got your Decore, but Everton also have, West Ham also have a very good Decore type player as well.
I know who you're going to say.
Souček. And I thought there is no way you can leave this guy out. Comparing him and Decore again, I was like fighting with myself at one point. And I thought, do you know what? No, I'm not going to do a 4-4-2 because they both belong in that position. And they both belong in that midfield. A midfield of Rice, Decore, and Souček is probably one of the best in the league.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. That's a number. That midfield, if you've got the team around it, wins the league. Do you know what though, Scott? This is why you're sort of like an amateurish manager.
Oh, here we go.
Listen. I had to listen to your dessert story, so you got to listen to mine. This is why you'd never make it in the big leagues because you would do what Sven did and Capello, try and put Paul Scholes on the left wing and try and get Lampard and Gerrard. It's just not good. It's not going to work. Sometimes you've got to have the cojones and you've got to make the big decisions. I dropped Souček. 7 games this season. He has got a goal and an assist, which, for a central midfielder over a season, it means he's going to get 5-6 goals and 5-6 assists. And those are the numbers that he's done for the last year or two. Good numbers, but I had the cojones, mate. I had to drop Souček.
Basically, you're saying I've left my cojones off this video.
I think your cojones are on the kitchen table. Yeah. Yeah. Because now I'm wondering, well, you've got 2 wingers, right wing, left wing, right wing forward, left wing forward. Fair enough, so have I. But you've only got 1 striker out of a possible 4 or 5.
Yeah, and this is where I'm going to use my counter argument. And I'm going to literally go on your argument. So basically, Both of these teams play a type of 4-3-3. We already know that. They play 4 at the back, 3 in midfield to a degree, and then the 3 up front. So I brought my cojones to this video, and I made the toughest choice that there is. Sacrificing one of Calvert-Lewin or Antonio. And I've picked it based on
what about
the type of striker that I would want.
So what about Richarlison? Is he
Richarlison? So if we go back to here, Richarlison is going out on the left for me because he's played out there before.
I don't have.
I thought that was given. It's going to get even more complicated.
I don't have Richarlison in my team, even though he's so good.
I think you've had a bet there to leave out Richarlison.
Anyone watching this all the Everton fans have just left after what I've just said. Honestly, sit down and try and do a West Ham and Everton 11. Honestly, try and do it and try and be as impartial. These are the 2 hardest teams in the league right now to do a combined 11 with. Okay, get the screen back up a sec. Get the pitch back up.
At least people know this isn't rehearsed because we're literally like, well, what the hell do we do now?
I said to you earlier, because we tried to we're going to do more with these combined 11s because they're really fun. And we said, let's keep them all below 20 minutes. I said to Scott before, this one could be a 25-minuter. Scratch that. This could be 45 minutes. Scott, please tell me. We need to put the players in that we've got and let's work around it because this is gone all over the place. Have you got Townsend?
I have. So let's stick Townsend on the right.
Yeah, we'll stick Townsend on the right. What can you say about this guy? He's got a goal contribution of all of Everton's goals this season. He's scored or assisted 38% of them. And Damari Gray has 30%. So, this guy is having the season of his life. 3 goals, 2 assists. Not just the goals and the assists, his gameplay. If he's not scoring them or getting the assist, he's in the build-up for the attacks. He's just and
he deserves to go in purely for that celebration that he did against United. I think everyone loved that, especially Ronaldo immediately after when he tried to have a little jest with him and he wasn't having it at all. I think to be fair, Townsend ended up with Ronaldo's shirt, so we got over it. But it was just hilarious to watch, wasn't it?
It was. Right, you've got Antonio, I'm guessing. Probably the most informed player in the league this season.
Yeah, so so that would be my striker choice, Antonio. So I'm guessing if you end up having to choose one striker, you're going to go Antonio. For me, it wasn't an easy decision. So I was thinking, which do I want to go between Calvert-Lewin and Antonio? And this is another one where people will debate. Obviously, Calvert-Lewin has been injured a bit, so you could argue current form, Antonio should go in. But it depends what type of striker you're into. And I've always been into those strikers that can just get behind the defender, use that pace. But at the same time, I love Calvert-Lewin. I love the fact that his heading ability. I love how he holds up the play. I love that side of the game too. But for me, I just love Antonio so much. The bloke started at right back. I believe it was for Bristol City. I remember watching him in the Championship all these years ago and thinking, he's a decent player, he is. Maybe he could do what Gareth Bale did, I thought at the time, and move up to the wing. But he went one better. He's become the main forward, and he's done it absolutely superbly. And for me, he had to get in.
What can you say about this guy? He missed a game through suspension, obviously, from that red card. He's still got 5 goals and 3 assists in 6 games. 5 goals and 3 assists. If Ronaldo had that this season, the fact that Ronaldo has got Player of the Month is just embarrassing. Salah had a better month.
Disgraceful.
And people say that the Premier League isn't corrupt. Okay, fair enough. Antonio should have won it ahead of him. Salah should have won it ahead of him. But 5 goals and 3 assists in 6 games. It's just incredible. Big goals as well. It's not like you score them when they're 3-0 up. That winner against Leeds at Ellen Road in the last minute, that's massive. That
big moment and big game. Yeah, for sure.
Big moment.
Left mid then. I'm trying to work out who you have got. So you've either gone for Gray. Another name that we've really left off, and it has to be said even if you've not got him. Benrahma, what a season he's been having. Is that who you've gone for?
I had to go for Benrahma.
I can concede on that. I can concede on that. Richarlison for Benrahma.
Well, the thing is, I've got it here. Benrahma, like I mentioned for Townsend, he's been involved in 38% of Everton's goals. He's either scored or assisted. Benrahma's is 35%. Richarlison just hasn't played enough games. He's 4 games, 1 goal and 1 assist. Listen, Richarlison's unbelievable. What he did for Brazil over the summer with the Olympics. He also played at the Copa America. And I think this guy's going to be a big, big player in the future. And he already is. Can you sit there and say that Richarlison deserves to get in this team?
I think you might have gone, or have I gone?
Oh, was I gone? Oh,
yeah,
sorry, I'm back now.
Carry on.
I don't see how Richarlison can get in ahead of Gray or Benrahma. I think Gray goes ahead of Richarlison based on this season. And I know we said disclaimer alert, it's not just form.
Yeah.
So maybe I probably would put Richarlison ahead of Gray. But Benrahma this season, 3 goals and 2 assists, and he's not even a striker. Yeah.
You've convinced me now, so I think we put in Benrahma. I think, as you say, Benrahma is just one of those players that I absolutely like. There's just something about him. I just love watching him play football. I just think he's an absolute joy to watch. So it now just comes. We've actually gone through that quite well. And interestingly, Benrahma, he can play that attacking mid position as well, which is obviously could have been. We could have reworked that 4-3-3 and gotten him that way if we really wanted to, which I did debate doing. But so we're basically now, I'm guessing, stuck between Souček or Calvert-Lewin.
Calvert-Lewin's only played 3 games, but he's got 3 goals. I mean, there are other players, Jared Bowen, but I think he's played every game. 1 goal, 1 assist. You know, it's. I think he's not had the season that he would like to have so far. And again, I've got the stats here for Gray. He's got 3 assists and 1 goal, but it's nowhere near as good as Benrahma or Townsend, although he's been very, very good. That's why I went for a 4-4-2, because how can you leave Dominic Calvert-Lewin out of this team? Can you imagine Calvert-Lewin and Antonio next to each other? And I think
could that midfield cope? And that's what I'm debating with myself, because I must admit I'd love to see them as a 2. I think I just went with a 4-3-3 because that's kind of what both sides played to a degree. Obviously, they play variations of it, but
do you know what though? Do you know what? If I was going to do a 4-3-3. Why would you have Rice, Decore, and Souček? Very similar players. If I was going to do a 4-3-3, I'd probably substitute Souček for a Benrahma and then probably put a Richarlison or Gray on the wing. I'd have it as like a 4-2-1-3. I don't see why you'd have 3 powerhouses in there. Where's the creativity?
I mean, you look at the creativity, Decore and Souček, they score, create goals. There's your creativity. And it don't matter whether they're both powerhouses or not. They're kind of similar because in the way that they're box to box, but they're not the same type of player. I'm deliberating with myself because I do agree with you that Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Antonio, although it's not the formation both clubs typically play, it's up to us what we want to do. And I guess Rice and Decore could work, couldn't they? They could work if you think about it, because you'd have Rice as the holding. Decore would be like your box-to-boxer. And then I suppose you could then have Antonio and Calvert-Lewin up front. So it's a hard one, isn't it?
Something like this. But there's no width.
Could possibly work. Antonio has played, Antonio, Townsend has played higher up, hasn't he, before? We'll find one in a minute.
Okay, well, obviously Antonio has to go there.
Yeah.
Michail Antonio. I just can't have a combined 11 of these 2 teams without Antonio and Calvert-Lewin. I can't do it, man.
Oh, I'm happy to accept that. So then does Townsend get dropped then? And are we then putting Keith Allen there?
We can't drop Townsend. Oh, we can't do this formation, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Do you know what? Let's just go 4-4-2 and I'll let you win this one.
No.
This is just, it's getting more and more terrible. Just go 4-4-2. Just literally, please just go 4-4-2. I'll concede when... Rice is now playing as a... No. What is it, a 4-4-2B? And why we've got two centre defensive mids? Just make it a standard 4-4-2. There
Any people are still watching this are not watching anymore. I can say that for sure. Yeah, Decore's got to be here. We can't have Abdullah out on the wing. It's sacrilegious. Which one are you?
Right mid.
There we are.
And Townsend.
We can't have a team without Townsend in, can we?
No, but based on his current form, I have to agree. So, look, I guess that is the team. We've done well. Let's just show it once more. Pickford goal. Keithal, Bonner, Mina, Cresswell, Townsend, Decore, Rice, Benrahma. And then we've gone for it. We've committed to the big two up top, Calvert-Lewin, Antonio, which would be delicious to see, wouldn't it?
Yeah, do you know what, mate?
Guys, let us know where we've gone wrong. But I think everyone that watches this will have probably different teams in different formations.
Try and do it. Honestly, if you're a neutral fan, if you're not a fan of Everton and West Ham and you are watching this, try and make a combined 11 of these two teams. You've got to leave out either Gray, Richarlison, Townsend, Benrahma. Just criminal. Souček isn't getting into our team. My God.
Yeah, guys, and if you have liked this, please hit that like button, subscribe, and we're going to keep doing these because I think we enjoy doing them. So there's going to be plenty more of them, hopefully one a week. So we shall hopefully see you again. Goodbye.